and nothing heard. KG5 KUQ. Hey, so this is KG5 KUQ. Put a little 15-minute video here about my journey into ham radio, which actually started with drones, and mostly what we'll be talking about here is the radio side of it, a little bit about telemetry and the computer stuff, some of the geeky ham radio kind of goodness that there is available in that hobby, and how they overlap. So enjoy. Okay, starting here with my Y6 drone from 3DR. Here it just came as a bag of parts, and it was a APM based drone, which is built around the Arduino little controller. And I built a couple of different versions of him, and you can see all the cool telemetry and things you can get. Lots of remote data that's sent over serial radio, 900 megahertz, 433, that sort of thing. There's some ground station shots, the kind of things you can get on the computer, local screens, sunshades, which are necessary out here if you're going to see any of it. And there's all the stuff you take with you when you just go fly a drone. Now this is the 3DR software that the Y6 used, and you can see here it'll track your position on Google Earth, orientation, the heading, the actual heading in which it's flying, which may have nothing to do with how it's pointing with a multi-rotor. The top left, you've got your attitude indicator and a lot of information about what's going on with the drone. And this is coming back in real time, where you can pull it out later and look at it. The Y6 is a pretty capable bird in terms of programming. Like, here's some automatic landing tests, and you can see the onboard video. I have a GoPro on a gimbal that can tilt up and down. Here's a landing test with the artificial horizon from the ground station superimposed on it. You can see the little mode there in the lower right where it says land. He's trying to land himself, and see the multiple antennas I'm trying to get good video from it, which in this case, not having any trouble. So Y6 looked like it'd be a lot of fun, so I started buying some other ones, building some other ones too. And then I got a Storm Racer, which looks like I built it, but it's a store-bought. And basically the first mistake here was flying it in the neighborhood. Don't do any of the things you've seen in this video. I had an on-screen display with it, but I got out of range, not knowing anything about radios or antennas, just buying stuff, plugging it in and going. And so I couldn't see the bird itself, and I lost my telemetry feed. So needless to say, bad things happened. Here's what it looked like from on board. This particular device doesn't have a compass on it, that particular controller, so all it'll tell you is which direction it's going based on the GPS. Well, if you don't know which way you're facing, that doesn't really help you much for which way I should pull the stick. There's the last good frame I got. This video is from the onboard camera. I did recover the bird, thanks to the neighbors seeing where it went down. It's just getting further and further out. I'm keeping the throttle up and pulling it, hoping that it's coming toward me, but it's guaranteed, like the peanut butter side always hitting, it's not. And he's getting out of range of the 2.4 gigahertz controller. I was using 5.8 megahertz, 2.4 megahertz, using a 5.8 gig video, meg video. Anyway, there she goes after it lost the control signal. In happier times, this is a little 250 millimeter drone, also flying using the CC3D software. This is a little bit simpler software. Now I've superimposed the ground station video there. You can see all the equipment I have behind me there to support. I was flying a couple of birds, so this thing didn't use all those radios. And it shows you some more. This is the onboard video in the top right, a GoPro mounted on my hat there in the lower right, or actually I think it's just an iPhone. And then on the left you've got different bits of telemetry information coming back from the ground station. And this does require a second radio to do that on the plane. Then I started getting into FPV goggles. This is a little hexacopter where you have an immersive experience using the goggles. So you really feel like you're in the plane. That's me doing the Zen meditation there as I'm trying to land it. It's got a fairly simplified controller on it at this point. And I'm just head down there in those goggles. Probably would have been better. Well, I was plugged into a fixed antenna. Some more testing with the 250. I got him a new controller, this FPV Brain, that is every bit as smart as any of them out there, if you are. And here we're practicing position hold with it.
It's doing a real nice
and
job. Staying, see there where it says 11 feet and what direction
it's doing all right.
It's not moving much. It's pretty nice.
This toilet bowl effect comes when the compass is just slightly off, because it really has to have a good correlation between how it's facing and where it's going. Some of the little tiny DVRs you get. Now, this is my 2.4 gigahertz video setup with the TBS Discover. I'm actually trying to find a lost drone with this one on this flight. And the 2.4 works. You got to do something different. If you're using 2.4, you don't want your control frequency to be the same. So with that one, I'm using 430 megahertz radios. In this particular instance, I had a couple of loose props, so she spun in, but the radios did not stop working, so I was still getting this telemetry, which made it easy to recover. Just walk up until you see yourself. Also, you got the lat long, so pretty good shape there. Wish that had been happening with the bird I was looking for. It wouldn't have taken 9 days. Now I'll just shut up and let you see here what you can do. The video here is being filmed. I've got a DJI Phantom 3 Advance set in a follow a point of interest mode. So everything that you see from the Phantom, he's flying himself. I'm out there by myself running the 2 drones. Again, do not try any of the stuff I've done. This was just luck. These shots are from the Vector OSD controller, which is a very expensive and very nice drone controller. It has a diversity receiver for the controls, 2 quarter wave antennas at 430.
This is the law.
Okay, so about this time I'm getting my license so I can legally run all this stuff, and started getting serious about what kind of antenna, how much power, what kind of radios do I want to use. And now this is all 2.4 tests. The immersion diversity receiver, a lawmate receiver. You recognize the Yagi there. He's a little toy version. And most of these tests were done with this TBS Discover. And if you like to have lots of complicated broken stuff like a ham does, hey, drones are your thing. Here, just check out this ground station here.
Is he coming toward us? Okay, there we go. I'm getting video again.
Just different comparisons. As you can see, I found a lot of things that don't work very well. Now I'm on the back side of that Yagi.
We're about 430 feet out right now, going the other direction, and she's breaking up a little, but not bad. I've got it in loiter, and I'm not real unhappy with it.
That antenna looks cool, doesn't work. Here's the ground station set up.
All right, let's rock.
Looks kind of like the top of Bill's house.
A little higher. Now this is with the law mate hooked up to. Yeah, that's terrible. I'm not seeing much on the immersion diversity. Omnis aren't doing so good either. I'm literally laying the law mate on the ground with his stuff.
I was getting surprisingly good results from just using rubber duck on both on both ends.
I am ready to take him. I am taking him. I wasn't sure he wasn't going to fly right into me, so I decided I'd fly.
Here you
for
can
a
see the
while.
equipment. You can see the twin 430s and the 4-lobe or 3-lobe 2.4 megahertz video transmitter.
He scared me. He was close.
Yes, he was. Scared me too.
She with the nerves is healed. Persevered.
And you could buy these. Most of these guys are 2.4 radios, but and running way less than a watt, way less. But you can buy external radios for most of these controllers and run different frequencies. So if you have gear that you want to use and you have the license to do it, you can jack that power up with whatever the FCC will let you do for data in these bands. As a ham, using these radios, it's actually broadcasting my call sign to the video screen periodically, and my 430 transmitters will actually send it out in Morse, which doesn't interfere with the controls. Finally, I got fed up and said, let's use my 4-lobe circular polarized transmitter antenna and this really nice visual aerial systems crosshair. You see here, and we weren't getting out past 1,000 feet before, and now I'm going to scare 1,500, which is not really saying much. I didn't have ideal conditions, and this is a multi-rotor with the antenna on top. And here you'll see a nice shot of a little external transmitter attached to the Futaba. He's got a built-in 2.4, and I stuck a 400 on the back, so it wouldn't interfere with the video, which is coming back on 2.4. And there's all kinds of little teeny tiny cameras that come on these planes now, so everything can be done. This is kind of shots you can get. Just you're going to see a lot of this, but this is a 4th of July shot from my backyard. About 100 feet up with a DJI Phantom 3, which has stabilized camera, and just shots there's no other way I was going to get. And this is what happens when it all comes together and works right, and your ham buddies have taught you how to set where to put the antennas and everything. In this case, I've got a fixed-wing plane. He's in loiter mode, where he'll automatically fly in a circle with that cool little vector controller. So he's flying the plane while I take off my glasses and put on my fully immersive experience goggles. Okay, so here we go. I've got the plane now, taking it back into 2D stabilized, where he's basically keeping me from being too stupid. You'll see here all of the information that you get coming back here. I've got alleged time remaining on the battery. You can see I've got 22 satellites I'm picking up on the GPS. There's a little caret there that points back toward home, which is handy if you're lost. Just aim the plane till that's facing the top. Battery is showing me if I keep this up, I'm not going to be doing good. My battery pack's drawing down. I'm drawing about 10 amps here. Gives you a count of how much you've used. Then coming down the right side, you see your altitude indicator. Along the bottom, your lat long, course, distance to home, altitude repeated. You got ground speed on the left, and then the little indicator on the in the middle left, that's the pitot tube airspeed indicator. And all of this is coming back live. This is actually what I was seeing. This was recorded from the goggles themselves. So when it all works, it's all fun. Lots of 5.8 megahertz interference around here with the Wi-Fi, 5.8 gig. I'll never get it. I'll never be consistent. And if you are a fan of my videos, you're about to see something unusual. Yeah, that is a landing where I was able to pick up the bird with one hand. So, you want to see the full-length videos, see all the crashes, and not hear all the ham narration? Check me out on YouTube, Hero Pro 4.